Hi, my name is Dr. David Campt, and I'm following up and reporting back to whoever is listening, the 400 people who looked at that other video about the focus group I had about what happened. So we had about 10 people, and it was more represented than the events typically are. We had about 3 Black folks that came, 3 or 4, about 10 people, so that's good representation. And we had the both of us a 3-part discussion. We conceptualized it as if there is systemically a fail between event organizers in Rockingham County who are primarily white and the Black community, what's going on with that, and what are some things going on within the event organizer community, what's going on within the Black community, and what's going on within the environment generally. We tried to break the conversation up into those settings. Some common perspectives that might be useful to hear, and I would invite everybody to think about this question. One of the things that came up was the event organizer community, which is primarily white. One of the problems is it is primarily white. So one of the things that could happen is that you could have more of a focused effort among event organizers to have event organizers who are people of color. That's one thing. Another thing is for event organizers to think in a more flexible way about the kind of activities that might be more of a draw to Black people. So there were other things that came up, but those things came up. We talked about the Black community, and we talked about people not trusting that they were going to be welcomed. And we talked about people not wanting to go to an event if it wasn't in the historically Black territory, even the street that it's on. So people have a kind of a limited view of where they're welcomed, and they might need to expand that. So that's some work that has to be done. And then we talked about other factors that are not in the white organizer community and not in the Black community, such as, for example, people talked about some people, sometimes Black folks will go to stuff because they know, especially if it's alcohol at the event, if they might get more likely to be picked up by the police if they leave the event. And so that behavior might play a role in that. That was one example. So again, my purpose is to just have us as a community think through these issues in a more detailed way. I'll probably have other sessions like this. But you know, these things are complicated. I went to an event on Monday night, the tree lighting in Draper, the Draper part of Eden, the Black community. It was 3 Black people there. So the event organizer did a great job of getting 75 people out, but we still have to ask this question: why are we having this kind of collective fail where in a 20% Black county, the events are rarely that? So one of my goals today was to go to a bunch of these Christmas tree events. The Christmas events, I might get the chance to go to 2, and just to count, just to look at, just to participate, and then count about how many, what percentage is it? So I would encourage everybody to think like that, and to just all collectively think through how can we make our events more inclusive and including more patriotic. I have some ideas about a patriotic event that might link together the different communities and celebrate our Americanness. So anyway, I will report back. I'm going tomorrow to the Taste of the Holidays to check that out and enjoy it, enjoy the food, and I will also be checking out what's going on with that. So there'll be more to come. Thank y'all so much. Any comments you have about any of those questions, feel free to make them.